Hello, welcome to a special room review report from Good Brews, Bad Views.
Ooh, breaking the mold.
Yep, breaking the mold. Last night, James, Ryan, and I went to go see a midnight showing of The Room, starring one Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero at the Main Art Theater in Royal Oak, Michigan, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was kind of bonkers.
So we thought we'd just give a little review, I guess, of the entire experience.
Yeah, the whole experience.
Yes,
not just the movie itself.
So,
that's been done.
James, why don't you start off with the line fiasco at the beginning?
The line fiasco.
You're interrupting my candy eating.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, Max. I forgive you.
It's not candy.
Well, there were two lines of which they were neither discernible as to what the purpose of each line was for. So Max and I went between both lines, I think, twice.
Yep.
Was it the line ride from South Park?
It was
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the line to get into the theater, the line to get to the box office, the line to see Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
It was just whatever.
And then we also played football.
We did play football in the waiting in line, so that was quite enjoyable.
Including Max getting tackled by a very drunk man.
Who was not Tommy Wiseau, unfortunately.
No.
He did not get tackled by Tommy Wiseau that evening.
No, we did not. Once we got into the theater, Tommy Wiseau was doing a very poorly lit Q&A where you could like barely make out him from across the, make him out over the theater.
Check out the Twitter feed for horrible pictures.
Yep.
Just vague suggestions of Tommy Wiseau's silhouette.
Yep. I did manage to get in line and ask him a question of what was his favorite movie, which he was like, "Oh, that's a very good question," and he said Citizen Kane, of course. So.
Yeah, he was not screwing around with the efficiency of Q&A. He was just like, nope, next, and this, answer, next.
Yeah,
if he didn't like your question, he just ignored you.
Yeah,
he
just kicked you out of line.
Next question. So, on to the actual movie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I've seen The Room at least 6 times, mostly at home, mostly with copious amounts of alcohol. This was by far the best. What about you guys?
Well, I've seen it now, counting last night, that was 2.5 times for me.
2.5.
Because the first time was at Riff Tracks, which
Okay.
was fantastic, an obvious influence of the show. But the other time we watched partway through with the Riff Tracks audio track to line up.
Oh, yes.
Actually at James's place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, last night was something else. The crowd was an interesting mix of people who were there, like maintaining their calm in a fun, nerdy way.
Mm-hmm.
But you had the usual just kind of ruffians. But it was a great time.
What kind of theaters do you go to?
But when the spoon throwing happened, as it often did, to me it looked like a swarm of dragonflies. There were so many of them, just a cloud of spoons through the air. It was pretty great. But it was a great time.
Yeah, I had heard of the whole spoon throwing fiasco. For those of you unaware, in The Room there's a picture of a spoon that is framed on like a side table, and whenever the picture of the spoon appears in the background, people yell spoon and then throw plastic spoons around the theater. I wasn't aware how often that happens in the movie, and how people just went like apeshit over the throwing of spoons.
And someone threw a fork at me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, other utensils were involved. It was
Yes.
It was interesting, an interesting mix of plastic wares.
Yeah. What about you, James?
It was something. So I think the closest thing you can really put it to is a Rocky Horror Picture Show
Yeah.
type event. So if you really like that, I would recommend going to see The Room when Tommy Wiseau is there. If you show up to a normal screening of The Room with
no one else there, seek help.
Yeah, seek help. But if you show up there and just with plastic spoons and start hurling them around the theater, they're probably going to ask you to leave.
Yeah, it's going to be a short movie for you.
Well, I mean, if
Which
they're
is probably
gonna
good for you.
Yeah, I assume if they're doing a showing of The Room, it's probably like some big event. That movie only made like $1,000 when it was in theaters.
So we didn't mention Tommy Wiseau's very well thought out merch lineup.
Yep.
So he's got underwear and stuff now. That's pretty crazy. I'm still processing that.
Yeah, fairly priced too. It was like 3 pairs for like $15.
That's not bad. Wiseau doing it right.
Yeah, I think most of his merchandise he's probably selling for just kind of fun.
At cost.
Yeah.
Either that or those rumors of what he does with with his genes and such are true. But those are just rumors.
Yeah.
Ryan, why don't you talk about what happened halfway through the movie about?
Well, I needed a short bathroom break and wandered into the main lobby, as that's where the restroom was. And Tommy Wiseau was just kind of hanging out there. And there were two other people just kind of chatting it up with him, getting him to sign some stuff for him. So I texted you guys. I'm like, hey, you guys, Tommy's out here. do you want to come talk to him? So Max and James came out, and we chatted it up briefly with Mr. Wiseau and got a great picture with him. And he's an interesting guy to talk with, actually.
Yeah. Wrote some profound things on. I bought James and Ryan and myself a copy of The Room on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And he signed all of our cases and wrote profound things on our cases. So, we made some last minute Good Brews, Bad Views T-shirts, complimentary of James's wife Katie.
Woo!
And we wore them. And he actually inquired on what the GBBV was.
Right.
So we told him about our podcast, and he's like, "Oh, have you guys done The Room?" And we're like, "No, we haven't done The Room. We feel like everything's been said about it that can be said about it." He's like, "Oh, you guys should do The Room." So at the request of Tommy Wiseau, we will eventually do The Room on the show.
Right.
So look for that in the future.
Of which Steve Cuff,
if
you're
you're
on that show.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Yep. He also asked us to send him a link to the show, so I emailed him this morning.
Right.
With links to our show and
So
social
we'll
media stuff.
happens.
So, yeah. So, yeah.
That was.
Did you ever think you'd get to say the sentence of "I emailed Tommy Wiseau"?
No. No, I did not.
He was interesting because he's actually a really charismatic dude while still being kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right? And just kind of a little bit awkward, but he was actually really charismatic and a lot of fun. High energy, believe it or not. He wore sunglasses the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's also a lot, the cliched phrase, he's a lot shorter in person than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But
We haven't aired that episode yet. But whatever. Okay. So, thanks for tuning into our short little Room review remembrance thing.
In memoriam.
Memoriam. Yep. And we'll see you guys next time we post an episode.
Bye-bye.